This is the story of how a single gunshot fired on a street in Europe became the spark that ignited a conflict which changed the entire world. But that shot didn't come out of nowhere. At the beginning of the 20th century, Europe lived in a moment of great self-confidence. It was an industrialized continent with technological advances, modern armies, and great empires that believed they controlled their own destiny. Behind this appearance of stability existed a fragile scenario. Countries competed for power, territories, and political influence. To protect themselves, they created rigid military alliances, promising automatic support in case of war. These alliances transmitted a sense of security. In practice, they created a dangerous system in which a local conflict could quickly involve multiple nations. It was an unstable balance. In this context emerges Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire. He represented the continuity of an empire formed by diverse peoples, languages, and different cultures, held together more by authority than by consensus. For some, the empire meant order and stability. For others, oppression and loss of autonomy. On June 28, 1914, Franz Ferdinand was visiting the city of Sarajevo, a region marked by nationalist tensions. The visit was already considered risky, and there were warnings about possible attacks. During the journey, a first attack was attempted. A bomb was thrown at the Archduke's car, but it was unsuccessful. He survived. Even so, he decided to continue with his official commitments. The assessment was that the danger had passed. A short time later, through a sequence of poorly coordinated decisions, the car he was in entered the wrong street. The vehicle slowed down and stopped. At that point stood Gavrilo Princip, a young nationalist opposed to Austro-Hungarian rule in the region. The encounter had not been planned that way. It was a decisive coincidence. Seeing the car stopped in front of him, Princip acted. 2 shots were fired. Within minutes, Franz Ferdinand was dead. At that moment, the assassination seemed like a serious but localized episode. What few realized is that this act would activate an entire system of alliances and rivalries. The Austro-Hungarian Empire accused Serbia of involvement in the attack. Diplomatic demands were made. The responses were not considered satisfactory. War was declared. From there, the domino effect began. Russia entered to support Serbia. Germany entered to support the Austro-Hungarian Empire. France entered because of its military commitments. Other countries ended up being involved. Within weeks, much of Europe was at war. The conflict, which many believed would be quick, lasted 4 years. World War I left more than 16 million dead, destroyed cities, toppled empires, and completely transformed the global political landscape. When the war ended, the world was no longer the same. Borders were redrawn, tensions remained, and an even greater conflict was beginning to take shape. The shot fired in Sarajevo didn't create these problems. It simply revealed how unstable that system already was. Understanding the past is not intellectual curiosity. It's a way to better comprehend the world in which humanity lives. History doesn't change, but the way it is observed can change. Thank you for watching.